Did he send the jury home?
I don't know. Judging from the looks on the faces of the defense, I think we're in trouble.
Hey, Mr. Wilson.
Order. Order. I have received some troubling information about Dr. Truman's behavior after he was returned to his cell.
Your Honor, the prosecution should have been told.
I felt there was no time to waste.
No disrespect, Your Honor, but the prosecution has a right to know if something has happened to the defendant.
And you're about to find out, Miss Williamson. Please sit down. Will the defendant please rise? Dr. Truman, you have been charged with murder in the first degree in the death of Officer Thomas McBain. Despite your testimony and that of Dr. Saybrook's, I ruled that you were fit to stand trial.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Fit as a fiddle.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Dr. Truman, but I'm thinking of changing my mind.
Outrage, Your Honor. I'm not crazy.
Dr. Truman, after
I
hearing...
just needed more ink.
Dr. Truman, after
writings.
hearing about your most recent behavior, I have no choice but to reconsider my earlier ruling.
Did he just say what I think he just said?
Yeah. And Spencer is not crazy. The judge is crazy.
What the hell is this guy thinking anyway?
That bitch got to him.
If you can't control yourselves, I will clear this courtroom.
Your Honor, you already ruled that the defendant was fit to stand trial, and the facts of this case have not changed.
We're not talking about the facts, Miss Williamson, or guilt versus innocence. We're talking about a man's sanity.
I am not crazy, Your Honor. My attorney is the only one in this room who thinks that I'm incapable of standing trial,
Mr.
and
Casey,
he's obviously
Mr. Casey,
suffering from
Mr.
vascular
Casey,
dementia.
Control your client.
Sit. Come on, sit down.
Now, since the incident in question, Dr. Truman was again examined at length by Dr. Saybrook. I have decided that the best way to proceed is to have Dr. Saybrook return to the stand and tell the court of her most recent findings.
Objection, Your Honor. We already know Dr. Saybrook's opinion, and if you insist on proceeding, my expert should be given equal time with the defendant.
You asked to be told of the incident, Counselor. Once she tells the court on the record, I will render my decision. Dr. Saybrook. Please remember, Dr. Saybrook, you are still under oath.
Bo, do you have any idea what this is about? It looks like the judge is looking for an excuse to declare Truman unfit to stand trial.
If I strangle this judge right now, could I get off with insanity?
If you hired Spencer's lawyer, yes, you could.
How much is Spencer paying you to lie for him, Marty?
Quiet!
Well,
Quiet! Any further disruptions, and I will have you thrown in jail for contempt. Sit down.
all right.
One more outburst from anyone in this courtroom, and I will clear it. Dr. Saybrook, please tell the court exactly what you saw when you visited Dr. Truman in his cell.
Dr. Truman was repeatedly banging his head against the iron bed frame.
Anything else?
He has a self-inflicted laceration on his head, resulting in a mild concussion.
Go on.
He was using the blood from the head wound to write the words Blair and Mother on the cell wall.
Your Honor, this doesn't prove that he's insane, only that he's desperate to convince you that he is.
Dr. Saybrook, in your professional opinion, are the defendant's actions a ploy to be found unfit to stand trial?
No, Your Honor. Once the jury goes into deliberations, Dr. Truman would have no reason to believe that his actions would in any way sway the outcome of the trial.
Because I'm innocent, Your Honor. The jury knows that I'm innocent.
Dr. Truman's actions are not those of a rational man. His sanity is rapidly declining, and he's a danger to himself. I stand by my earlier testimony. Dr. Truman is mentally incapable of understanding what is happening to him and of taking responsibility for his actions.
Look, I don't care if he's a drooling idiot. The man deserves to fry, Judge.
The judge is gonna throw you in jail. Stop.
I warned you, Miss Kramer. Bailiff, please remove Miss Kramer from the court.
Judge, I'll vouch for her. If she doesn't shut up, I'll kick her up myself.
And who will vouch for you, Mr. Manning?
I'll vouch for
That's
Miss
enough,
Kramer.
Dr. Truman. Very well, you may stay, Miss Kramer, but that is strike two.
It's Natalie.
You gonna answer?
I'm gonna wait until I hear the judge's decision first.
Dr. Saybrook, are you completely convinced that Dr. Truman is unfit?
Yes, Your Honor. I stand by my years of experience in the psychiatric field.
What do you think?
I have no further questions. You may step down, Dr. Saybrook. This is not an easy decision, but a man's life is at stake. And the law states he is to be allowed a fair trial, that he must be capable of understanding the charges against him and of mounting a defense. And Dr. Truman is mentally unable to understand those charges. He is unable to defend himself. Therefore, I have no choice but to declare a mistrial. That's enough, Miss Kramer. Bailiff Brewer, remove Miss Kramer from the courtroom. Release is out of the question, Counselor. I have found Spencer Truman to be incompetent to stand trial, not innocent of murder. And I am ordering that he be transported to the Wingdale Sanitarium directly from this courthouse.
Mr. President, I am not insane.
I'm not insane! I disagree, and you will remain at Wingdale until such time as you are deemed competent to stand trial. This court is adjourned.
It's just ridiculous.
I understand that.
Oh, nice. Nice work, Marty. Just great.
You knew Truman would figure out a way to beat this.
Oh, he didn't beat it. He just postponed it. Trust me when I say Wingdale's no picnic. And he's gonna find that out soon enough.
You okay?
Yeah. Just working on my next move.
I don't know why I'm surprised. Spencer always figures out a way to beat the system.
I gotta tell Natalie and John. I want to tell them in person.
Going to the hospital?
Yeah. You want to come with me?
I can't. I hope you understand. I can't go back there.
Honey, Hugh is always right here. Always. Okay? Remembering that helped me sometimes with Drew.
Thank you. I'll try to remember that. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
You know, I can't believe that this judge fell for Truman's act. What's wrong?
Todd, much too calm.
Well, you think he's planning something?
Is the Pope Catholic?
Well, if he is planning something, it's going to be rather difficult to get past all these guards.
Why aren't you ready to blow a gasket?
There's no need to.
What are you talking about? Spencer just weaseled out of a murder rap.
He's going to the loony bin. He'll get what he deserves there.
I've got to head to the doctor. You gonna go?
No, I got something I got to take care of. You going to be okay without me?
I know you have a very large ego, Todd, but I do manage to survive.
Not always.
Oh,
Blair, there you are. What were you thinking? Well, how could you behave that
Hey, Dorian,
way?
I need a favor.
And why would I do anything for you, Todd?
It's not for me, it's for Blair. She's got a doctor appointment. Will you go with her and make sure she's okay?
Oh, of course. I didn't know you had a doctor's
It's
appointment.
just a checkup.
Indeed. Why didn't I know about it?
Just
Why am
come
I
on,
never told
okay?
anything?
Listen, don't do anything stupid.
Fat chance of that.
Try not to.
Dr. Truman's crazy.
I'm afraid so, kiddo.
Son?
That's right.
How's your brother doing?
My brother! That is it! I'm gonna put you in the ground! I will put you in my father's...
He's crazy. He's crazy. Who's crazy? Who's crazy now?
Now let him finish.
I must be crazy too, then. We're bringing you back from the dead, huh?
No, you put me to death, remember? You faked Margaret's death, and then you framed me for it. You stole my kid.
Todd.
Where is he?
Todd,
Tell me where he is.
stop this. For heaven's sakes, can't you see he's enjoying it?
Let's ask Margaret.
Would you just ignore him, please? Look at him. He's to be pitied. We have our families. He has nothing.
It's his fault! He broke my mother's heart.
Your mother was a liar and a whore.
Did you sleep with my mother? Did you have her? Did you have my mother too?
And I wasn't the first person to give your mom a ride.
I'm not crazy. You're
Kick her to
crazy.
the curb.
And you're crazy. Get him back. I want my mother back in there. Blair!
Was that necessary?
Very.
Dr. Pembroke got caught up in a consult. He'll be with you as soon as he can.
All right, thank you.
Blair, you look awfully pale.
Oh, gee, I wonder why, Dorian. Maybe is it because Spencer's not going to prison, all thanks to Marty Saybrook?
It's not as if he's been set free. Wingdale is as much a prison as Statesville is.
Right. How long do you think he'll stay there? He'll find a way to get out. And he'll go free.
Well, I think that's what Todd believes, but he seemed awfully calm about it.
That usually means he's up to something.
Do you have any idea what?
No. Knowing Todd, whatever it is, it'll backfire with his luck. He's the one that's going to end up in prison, and Spencer will be set free.
I'd like to see both of them behind bars if it'll give you some peace of mind.
The only thing that's going to give me a peace of mind is knowing what's wrong with me.
I know Alex Pembroke. He's a neurologist. This isn't just a routine exam, is it? What's really wrong with you, Blair?
Here you go. Thanks. You know, it wasn't my idea to see a neurologist. After having all these headaches, Dr. McBain suggested that I see one. I mean, as a precaution.
You've been under a lot of stress lately. Fainting in the courtroom, not eating, and now these headaches.
Well, it seems like I'm always under stress these days.
Yeah, because you're always chasing after men who don't deserve you.
Oh, excuse me, is this the pot calling the kettle black?
Hey, Clint is very, very worthy.
I'm talking about David.
Let's not go there.
You started it.
I'm ending it, okay? And don't be giving me a headache.
Well, if you want to blame somebody for your headache, blame Spencer. He's the root of everybody's problems.
Well, that's true. David and I would be married now if it weren't for Spencer. Honey, are you sure these symptoms you're having are caused just by stress?
What else would it be?
Do you know where they went?
No, I don't know where they went.
I'm sure they'll tell you about what happened when they get home.
I can't believe the judge couldn't tell that Dr. Truman was faking.
I know. Have you eaten anything, honey?
I'm not hungry.
Well, I am. Would you have dinner with me? I need to talk about this just as much as you do, okay?
What about my mom and dad?
Well, I'll leave them a message telling them where we are, okay? Please, darling, I could really use your company.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, come on, I'll walk you two out.
Another one of your headaches?
Yes. Just a little one. But I'm worried about Todd.
Right. We are here because we're waiting to find out if your brain tumor has reoccurred.
I
didn't tell you that.
You didn't need to. I'm a doctor, and I know your past medical history, and you should be taking care of yourself and let that poor excuse of a human being take care of himself.
That poor excuse for a human being happens to be the father of my children and the man that I love,
Right.
Dorian.
Yes. Why don't you just let him run around out there carrying out his vendetta against your other poor choice of a man?
That's what I'm afraid of. Husband out there going after Spencer. Dorian, let me out.
No.
I could get hurt.
I am putting my foot down. I'm not going to allow you to put your health at risk.
Something happened to Todd.
So what?
What?
So what? You heard me, so what? If something happens to Todd, then those children of yours are going to need their mother more than ever. How can you possibly think about helping that sociopath?
Todd and I used to be a team, okay? There wasn't anything the two of us couldn't do together, and I want that back. I should be out there helping Todd.
Right.
Instead of waiting in here.
And where is Todd when you need him? He's out there playing vigilante. When we're here waiting to find out whether or not your brain tumor has come back.
What would Todd do if he were here anyway, huh?
If necessary, he could comfort you.
Blair.
Baby. It's all right to be scared.
I just want my family back.
I understand. All right, but you have got to take care of yourself.
I am scared. But I need Todd.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I just heard the judge's ruling. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying so. You know, the one thing that my family could use right now is, little closure.
I can't believe you actually came to work.
And yourself, how are you? You feeling okay? What are you doing here?
Rex is getting a follow-up on his gunshot wound.
Oh, you know, I had assumed that you had come to see Blair.
Blair? What's wrong with Blair?
Blair is very, very sick. And she could use her family. That is, if you can stand being in the same room with me.